when I think about kicking back to watch sports on my 54-inch plasma, I put fishing right up there with curling. Apparently, I'm missing something. ESPN says 44 million people have gotten hooked on the sport of professional bass fishing. That's more than tennis or golf or curling. How do you make sticking a line in water and waiting for it to wiggle exciting? Well, as Glenn discovered, it's all about the guy who's reeling them in.
Yeah! Mike Iaconelli is not what you'd call a traditional fisherman.
Oh.
He's loud.
Yeah!
He's colorful. Some might even say that he's obnoxious.
Okay!
But it's all part of his plan. Mike Iaconelli, or Ike, as his legions of fans like to call him, is hoping that America will finally take notice that the sport of bass fishing has indeed arrived. In fact, the world of pro bass fishing is pinning its future to Iaconelli.
Yeah!
Hoping that his unique style and high energy might somehow turn bass fishing into the next NASCAR, or, as some are already calling it, Basscar. But how is his sport, yes, they keep calling it a sport, managed to have crept out of the swamps and into the arenas packed with screaming fans?
And welcome to a rowdy and noisy crowd here in Pittsburgh.
To find out, we tagged along with Mike and his pro fishing buddy, no kidding, named Ish.
If you compare it to other sports, golf, tennis, whatever, they all go through the same evolution or cycle. And what that is, you know, it comes in, it's introduced, people get involved, it's kind of planes out, but then all of a sudden it reaches a point where new personalities emerge.
That's where Mike comes in. A new type of star in a sport that, well, never really had one.
The stereotype of fishing is, it's my grandfather's sport, you know, and they think of, it's slow, it's low, you know, you go out there, you cast out a bobber and you sit and wait. And when in reality, it's so different than that. You know, it's exciting.
So what makes this so exciting?
We're in these high-tech bass boats. We're doing 70, 80 mile an hour across the water, rough water, shallow water. For anyone that's ever fished, when you beat that fish, when you win against that fish, that's what it's all about. And that's the excitement. And it's once you see it, it's addictive, big time.
And that's what networks like ESPN are hoping to do, snag viewers.
We're really on the upswing in this sport. So what I think needs to happen is, you know, obviously ESPN, Fox Sport Net, they're doing terrific jobs at figuring out ways to make this more fan-friendly and more media-friendly.
In other words, instead of looking like this on TV,
oh, dude, pad just moved.
You'd get this.
I'm stoked.
Mike's been attracting a lot of attention to the sport. He's been featured in everything from Sports Illustrated, FHM, and, you know, Playboy. Even a guest spot on Jimmy Kimmel Live.
I know that you are the scourge of the fishing world, true?
Well, for one, GQ magazine rated him the 6th most hated athlete this year. His crime? Disgracing the predominantly southern, rural, Christian sport of angling, which is school speak for fishing, by the way. And how has he disgraced it? Well, last year he was disqualified from an event for swearing and kicking in the lights of a boat. And then there was all this. The purists hate that.
I'm an emotional person, I'm a passionate person, and I like to let that out. You know, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
There's a good go! And sometimes the money's good too. This year, Mike passed the $1 million earnings mark. That doesn't even include the sponsorships.
We're able to get big companies in, and they see how viable this market is.
Oh, and don't forget about his DVD, book, CD, clothing brand with his name, not appropriate for TV.
Called
Ad spots like this awkward one. Mike's fishing style is unique as well. Underarm casts instead of catch and release.
Here it comes, Daddy.
Mike's all about catch.
There you go.
Talk trash.
Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? I'm the man.
And release.
Let him go and catch a bigger one.
Welcome to the next generation of bass fishing, America. Now when the kids say they want to be like Mike, don't assume it's this Mike they're talking about.
Okay, as the triple-digit temperatures make it kind of